Hello everyone. Welcome to Dig Dogs. So I did mention previously that I wanted to do some games in the German language, just because that's the only language I happen to speak, other than English, obviously. And so I figured I'd go ahead and just get started with this game, because it's a pretty short game, and I should be able to get it done in just one video. The other games, I have several other German games, but they are uh, longer and will take several videos to do, so I wanted to start off with one that's very short and simple to do. So this game is called Dig Dogs, which is obviously an English origin name. The game does in fact have dogs in it. This is sort of a concession to the anglicization that happens sometimes in German, because the German word for dog is Hund. So, what are the Dig Dogs? I thought at first that this might be based on on some kind of popular comic strip or cartoon characters in Germany, but I think these are actually original characters that they've created for this game. So, the subject of this game is driving. It's sort of a driving game, and it's actually made by the you can see in the lower left those logos there. Those are actually those are not companies. Those are German governmental agencies. This game was actually developed, and well, actually, I shouldn't say developed. It was probably developed by a third-party contractor that they contracted to make the game. But the game is designed and was made at the behest of, as you can see there, the Deutsche Verkehrssicherheitsrat, which is basically literally means the German Traffic Safety Bureau or something like that. It's basically it's like the DMV. If you're American, compare it to the DMV, or if you're British, I think the British equivalent is the MTO, the Ministry of Transportation. Anyway, so this is a German language game that purports to teach young people how to drive, or about the basics of driving in Germany. I actually found several games in one of my previous videos. In my video where I said I wanted to make some foreign language games, one person who was probably German actually advised me of several games in German, and thank you very much. I apologize, I forget the username of the person off the top of my head who did that, but you know who you are. Thank you very much for advising me of like a half dozen German games, almost all of which, surprisingly enough, were developed by the German government. So these are not, just like games that were made by German companies and only released in Germany. These were games that were made by departments of the German, I guess mostly the federal German government. So, folks, this is your tax dollars at work, assuming you're German. If you're German, this is your tax dollars at work, helping the government fund games that teach kids about stuff like driving. So anyway, and I spent so long there that it actually returned me to the title screen. Let's just go ahead and start playing the game. This is a traffic game from the German Traffic Bureau, yeah. So this is saying there is a comic book that goes with this game. The first 10,000 comics will be given out free, so order quickly, and you can write to that address there in Bonn. By the way, a little bit of history. I don't know if anybody really cares. The reason why this federal government ministry is in Bonn is because this game was made in, I think, was it 1994 or something like that? At that time, German reunification had already taken place. There was no more East and West Germany. It was just one Germany. But the West German capital had been in Bonn, and the reunified German capital was not moved back to Berlin until, I think, 1999. So I'm going to try and provide a little bit of history and little tidbits like that because I think they're interesting. I don't know, some people might not care at all. Some people probably think that this is really boring, reading some games made by, games for kids made by the government teaching kids to drive. But hey, I think this kind of thing is interesting because it's not very well known. It's sort of a little peek into what the German gaming scene is kind of like. Anyway, so what we're doing here is we're selecting the components for our car. Now, you might think, what I did the first time I played this game, what most people probably do, is they go for the 12-cylinder engine, obviously, or 12-cylinder motor, as it's called here, because you think you get more power that way. Actually, I don't notice any appreciable increase in power with the larger engine sizes. All I get is more fuel consumption. So I ended up usually just playing this game with the 4-cylinder engine. I think there may be a little bit of preachiness at work here. I think that there's maybe a hint of propaganda at work in this game, telling you to use smaller engines and kind of promoting fuel economy, because It is a game made by the federal government, and I think that there's some element of conservationist propaganda at work here. Not that I'm against conservation, obviously. I mean, of course, I'm in favor of saving the earth and conserving fuel and all that, but with a 12-cylinder motor, you would in real life have an appreciable performance increase over a 4-cylinder motor, but in this game, you do not. Similarly with the tires, I actually don't even notice any difference. I have no idea what the difference is. You can choose normal, wide, or super wide tires. I just choose everything normal now because I don't even notice any improvement with the, like here again, you can have just a normal exhaust system, or you can get some kind of side pipes. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Or you can get, I don't even know what Renntute is, but it's probably something that you don't need, so I just choose everything normal. Lights, same thing. I don't even know why they bother with this, because you don't actually do anything with the lights on your car in the game, so I just go with the normal lights. Spoilers, same thing. I think spoilers probably just slow down your car in this game, so I'll just go without the spoilers. Dein Wagen ist jetzt fertig. Your car is now ready. So let's go ahead and start driving. The very nice little sort of engine starting sound effect there. Okay, so here we go. So the game is pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and press enter to start driving. As you can see, you steer with the 4 arrow keys, and even though it's in German, you can probably pretty well figure out what this is, because the car is facing left. Pressing left makes you speed up and down make you steer right and left respectively, and pressing right is for the Bremsen, or the brakes. And that dog waves that checkered flag in a very half-hearted sort of fashion. So I'm going to start off playing a little bit slowly, just because I want to make sure that we... So here's a choice. I'm going to go straight for this time. I think actually if you take the right fork, you can finish faster, but I'm going to go ahead and go this way. So you can see the speed limit here is 30. That's 30 kilometers per hour, not miles per hour. And you do want to be careful not to hit anything, although funnily enough, there's no real penalty if you hit anything. You just restart your engine and keep driving on your way as if nothing had happened. So everything's looking pretty good so far. Oh, here's a school bus. I don't even know what is der Fahr, Deutsch Verkehr, something probably. Anyway, that was a school bus, which you do need to drive slowly by, although I'm going pretty slowly anyhow. I'm driving at 30 kilometers. Actually, I can go, whoops. Oh, du bist ein Sack. I drove into a dead end. That sort of T there, that's actually a dead end sign. It symbolizes, like, the red part at the top is actually like it's supposed to be like a brick wall that you can't drive through. And I wasn't paying attention, so I just drove right into a dead end. So let's go to the right instead and see what we can find here. A lot of this is just teaching people the traffic signs for people who don't know, even though I kind of am a little bit skeptical as to how many people don't understand traffic signs, because most of them are fairly simple. Actually, to be honest, I don't know what that one at the top said. It was just a red circle. Does that mean... I forget what that means. Here, obviously, you have to wait for the truck. There's no yield sign there. You can just... I don't know how traffic yielding is handled there, but anyway, this is obviously a pedestrian crossing, and you don't have to wait for the pedestrian to finish crossing the street. As soon as they're at the halfway point, you can go by. I don't know if that's how it works in real life, but... So here's a school zone, and you do need to drive pretty slowly here. I'm not sure specifically what the limit is in a school zone in Germany, honestly, but I think it's something like 30 or 40, and here the speed limit is explicitly 30. Maybe for that church at the top, drive slowly so you don't upset the church. Okay, and that means the speed limit is over and you can go as fast as you want, but that's a do not enter sign up there, so I have to turn right here. Okay, let's keep going. So far everything has been going pretty well. Here is a traffic light, and here we have to turn left because that's a do not enter point up there. And this is a residential. That sign indicates that this is a residential zone. I actually don't know exactly what the speed limit here is. I think it's 10 or 15 or something like that. I usually just go by at 10 just to be on the safe side, which is very slow, but anyway. Here's a stop sign. They use the international word stop instead of some German equivalent like halt, even though I think in German stop is actually a word as well. Okay, here's a traffic light. Let's go ahead and speed up to get through the traffic light, just as people do in real life. And say driving school up there. It said Fahrschule, which means driving school. These speed bumps, you do need to slow down to go over the speed bumps. Technically, I don't think there's a law about that. I'm actually not sure what the law is regulating speed bumps in Germany, but in this game, if you hit the speed bump too fast, your car falls apart. So you want to avoid that because you'll lose time doing that. Basically, there's no real way to lose this game, because even if you do something terrible like hit a car or run a red light or something like that, the game penalizes you by making you do little mini games and things like that, but you don't really suffer very much other than just losing some time. So we ran out of gas. That message said your tank is empty, go to the gas station. So the way that getting gas in this game works is you're in this maze. It's actually a first-person sort of maze walking kind of game, and you can press F1 to view your position in the maze. You can see we're there at the bottom, and that tank and that T in the upper left there means tank place, I guess. Tankstelle in German, literally tank place, is a gas station. And funnily enough, tank as a verb means to tank up, like to fill up your car. So in English, I think the only meaning of tank that I know of is like in a stock market, like if stocks do badly, you could say like, oh, Google's stock really tanked today. But in German, to tank means to fill up your car with gasoline, or Benzin as it's called in German. So here we go. Here we found the gas pump. Let's go ahead and walk into it. And yay, we found the gas pump, and we can get gas in our little red gas can there. And this is exactly how gas stations are in Germany. There's a labyrinth surrounding them, and you have to make it through the maze before you can get gas, because they figure if you couldn't make it through the maze, then you're too stupid to drive anyway. And I'm being facetious, obviously. Gas stations in Germany look exactly the way they do in North America. They even usually have a little convenience store attached to them. So here's a red light, which we did stop for. You might notice that a red light, when there's a red light, the light turns yellow. Or it's red and yellow before it turns green. That's a European thing which you don't have in North America. I think that's because in Europe most cars are stick shifts, and you need a little extra time to get the car into gear. So that's like a signal to drivers of manual transmissions that you want to get your car into gear and get ready to go. There's another Fahrschule Schulze, and here's another speed limit 30 zone and another construction zone. A Baustelle that we have to drive carefully by and not hit this bulldozer or this gravel truck with. That's the end of the speed limit zone, so we can go... What? That usually doesn't happen. Usually the game automatically... Wow, that was weird. That was some kind of a glitch in the game. Usually once you hit a curve in the road like that, it automatically just takes you through the curve and onto the next screen. But at that point in time, I hit the curb, and the car catastrophically was destroyed by hitting the curb. Admittedly, I did hit the curb pretty fast, but I don't think it would actually crunch the hood of the car the way it did in that instance. All right, so other than that little hindrance, we seem to be doing pretty well here. The speed limit is 30 here, so let's go ahead and not drive too fast. There is a railroad crossing here, as you can see. I don't think I've ever once actually had a train pass by in this game. I don't think that it even happens in this game, so you don't have to worry about that. Or if you do see a train, you'll probably want to stop for it, but I don't think it ever happens. That sign says no passing. Okay, it just went out of effect. The sign that was there meant no passing or no overtaking for my British viewers. And then the gray sign indicated that the no passing restriction was rescinded, and so you can drive as fast as you want, and you can pass if you want. And here we made it to the end. Prima, du hast es geschafft. Okay, you did it, and your time was, I think, 5 minutes and 33 seconds or something like that. So, there you go. And it says, the Dig Dogs thank you for your interest. The German Traffic Agency wishes you good driving. So, yes, you can try to race this game and try to get better times. You can see in the lower right there, best time. My best time is 3 minutes and 4 seconds. I think on my other computer I have a best time of 2 minutes and 57 seconds. So about 3 minutes, or just a little bit below 3 minutes, is about as fast as you can get it in this game. Depends also on what path you take. Because remember at the beginning I went straight, and I said I think if you go to the right, I think you can finish faster. So what I would like to do is, well, I'm already at 15 minutes. I'm contemplating splitting this into 2 videos, but I'll go ahead and make it, I'll try to get through this relatively quickly and just keep it at 1 video because I don't want to make 2 videos about this game. It's a small enough game that I think we can do it all in 1 video if I just kind of don't dwell on things too long. So, what I do want to do is show you some of the bad things that happen if you break traffic laws. Like, for example, if you speed... Whoops. So, okay, I accidentally hit that car. What's funny is, if you hit something like that, there are no negative consequences. Okay, here we go. Here it says you didn't obey the speed limit. Oh, and there are no consequences for that. If you speed, it doesn't do anything except make you start again. You don't lose any time or anything other than the 5 seconds, or I think it's not even 5 seconds that it takes you to to restart your car and get back up to speed. So there are no consequences other than a very slight time loss for hitting things, or wow, I actually went. Oh, let's hit this guy on the bike. There we go. You hit the. Did you not see the bike crossing sign? Okay, here we go. Sign game, Dig Dog's sign game. So here is, I think, where you have to identify the different traffic signs. And the signs go by very quickly because, of course, everybody knows what these signs mean, pretty much. What do we do here? Oh, wow, really? It says, how many times did you see this sign combination? So basically, you're supposed to be paying attention to those signs flashing by, then you're supposed to say, how many times did you actually see this combination of signs? I have no idea. I was trying to focus on what the signs mean, not how often I saw them. I'll say maybe, was it 3 times? Oh, your answer is correct. Okay, that was just a wild guess. Okay, this sign combination you saw 3 times. Oh, and that was it. That was the sign game. So it didn't test you at all on what the signs mean. It just wanted to make sure that you knew how many times you'd seen this sort of Simon Says. It's kind of like Simon, except, well, it's not exactly Simon, but okay, let's run the red light. Okay, you have run through the red light. Test your reaction time. So in this game, I'll go ahead and bring up the game explanation. So what this is saying is the traffic light will flash random colors and patterns. You have to press, it says press space bar. I think pressing enter also works. Basically, press a key when the light is just red, when only the red light is on. Your reaction time needs to be under a third of a second, 0.33 seconds. That is very difficult for me. I find it very difficult to actually react that quickly, and I don't know why. Like right now, see, I reacted in 0.37 seconds, which was not fast enough. And if you have to be careful because if you press, okay, that time I was just barely under, it was 0.32 seconds. I think this is straining the limits of the human reaction capacity. And I don't think it really works this way because I don't think in real life you have to react in a third of a second to a red light because the light turns red. The light turns red, or yellow, I'm sorry. The light turns yellow before it turns red, and that gives you time to decide, are you going to pass through the intersection or are you going to stop for the coming red light? Wow, that time was really bad. It took me half a second or even a little, 0.51 seconds. Oh, that actually wasn't too bad. If I'd been able to do that well 5 times, I would have made it. But okay, your average reaction time was 0.3857 seconds. Too slow, too bad. Zu langsam, schade. Yeah, schade means like, what a shame. What a shame. Okay, let's wait here at the red light this time. And let's just go speeding through the school zone. And there are also no consequences for that. There's no punishment for driving too quickly through a school zone. You just have to start again. And I'm tempted to hit that pedestrian, but I don't think that will actually result in anything cool happening. Let's see. Oh, let's run the stop sign. There's also no punishment for that. You just have... Oh, my battery is empty. So in this game, if you have to restart too many times, your battery gets empty. And as you saw the first time around, if you play well, if you don't make any mistake, or if you don't make too many mistakes, and you don't have to restart your engine too many times, then you don't have to worry about this. But if you make a lot of mistakes, then your battery will eventually run out from all the cranking of the engine, and you have to play this game. So this is a sort of a Tetris knockoff. You need to get 300 points in 3 minutes. If you can get 300 points in 3 minutes or less, then that will recharge your car's battery, just like in real life. So you want to avoid spinning these around excessively, because every time you rotate the Tetris piece, the value of the squares goes down by 1. So it's like if I make a line, it adds up the value of all the blocks in that line. So I got 47 points for that. I'm not very good at Tetris in the first place. I mean, I'm not terrible, but I don't think I'm really very good. And then the fact that I'm trying to avoid spinning the pieces as much as possible to maximize the value of the squares is also not going to help. So I might actually do embarrassingly badly here, but that's okay. Do I want to... Let's put that there. And this. And... Oh, wow. Okay. There we go. Let's put you down there. And... put you there. And... let's put you there. And this kind of piece is a little bit ridiculous in my opinion, because it's kind of... and this too is kind of stupid, if you ask me. But then, obviously, nobody did ask me, so that's probably why they put it in there. Also, these pieces spin... are they supposed to do that? These pieces, I think, spin clockwise, and for some reason, I feel like I'm used to them spinning counterclockwise. Am I just... oh, I made it. I made it. Excellent. I made it. I think he actually said excellent in English, even though in German that would be ausgezeichnet. Anyway, so we charged up our battery by playing Tetris, and now we can go ahead and continue driving. Wir fahren weiter. And we're not doing too badly. Oh, let's go into this do not enter area. Yep, you drove into a one-way street in the wrong direction. Good job. Also no punishment for that. You just have to restart at the place where you drove in. Oh, let's drive through the... okay, yeah, we drove through a residential area too quickly. This is really stupid. I actually have next to me, I have a picture of this, this residential area picture, because what you have to do here, it's kind of... it's not exactly a sliding puzzle, because they don't slide around. You just pick up these pieces and you have to put them in the right place in the puzzle. But if you don't remember exactly what it looks like, this can be pretty... it can be surprisingly difficult to do it in 5 minutes if you don't remember exactly where each component is. So I'm cheating a little bit by having a picture next to me, but if you grew up in Germany or another country where they use this exact sign and you saw it regularly, then maybe it might be easier, but it's not so easy for me because I grew up in North America, where they use obviously somewhat different symbology. Same concepts, but different pictures. So let's go ahead and put this together. You can see they have a nice picture of 2 people playing soccer in the street, which is a very smart thing to do, and about to get hit by a car, while a house hovers over a line. There's that line that sort of maybe it represents a river. It's probably the side of the street, but to me it looks kind of like a river, or just some strange sort of crowbar that the house is being flung by. I don't know if that's just because the sign is ridiculous, or if I have some kind of strange imagination, but let's see. This goes... wait, I think that goes there. And this is part of that line there that represents something. Wait, what is this? Hold on. Did I do something wrong? I think that's... yeah, that's the guy's foot. And that is that. So where, hold on. Oh, this is that's the bottom part of that line. And this, I think, is the leg of the smaller person, probably a child. And then the rest of these squares are just blank, just straight blue. So it's really not that difficult if you have a picture for reference, if you have a reference picture, but if you are trying to do this from memory, I find it quite difficult. So that just says, congratulations, you correctly put the picture back together. All right, let's continue driving. And whoops. I forgot that I was in a residential zone and now I have to do this all over again. Wow. Wow, cousin Letty. That is pretty awesome. And by awesome, I mean it's really stupid. Well, I was pretty stupid. I forgot. I got caught up in what I was talking about, and I wasn't paying attention to the fact that I was in a residential area. But oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm sure this is fascinating to watch too. I'm sure that everybody is just sitting on the edge of your seats, riveted by watching me put together this this German residential zone traffic sign. This is quality entertainment right here. But you're probably not having as much fun as I'm having putting this picture together for the second time for no reason whatsoever other than that I was careless and forgot that I was in a residential zone because I was thinking about what I was going to do next. Okay. What would be pretty funny is if I make this same mistake again a third time after getting back to the game, but I'm going to try avoiding doing that. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, folks. I know this is I'm sure this is quite tedious, but then so is driving in real life sometimes. So I think the limit here is 10. I am not 100% sure on that. I think you can maybe go up to 15 in the game. I'm not sure if that's true to life or if the game is just being a little bit generous in how fast it allows you to go or not go. But anyway, so let's go down here. And what other trouble can we get into? We can drive. Yeah, we drove too fast by the school bus, but there's no minigame for that. You just have to start again. That H stands for Haltestelle, which is the German word for a... it literally means stop place. It's like the word for a stop for a bus or a streetcar or something like that. Okay, here's another speed limit 30 sign, which I'll obey because there's no entertainment to be had from disobeying it. And right around here, if you're playing this game to win, like to get a fast speed, right around here is where you usually run out of gas. If you do that, if you have to do the little gas maze game and come back here, it doesn't draw the 30 in the lower right, and so you might forget that you're in a speed limit 30 zone. You have to remember that. I think I'm going to try and play this game one more time for speed, and when I do that, I'm going to have to remember at that point that that is a speed limit 30 zone. So here we go. Here's our railroad crossing, and let's go ahead and not drive too fast. And here, now we can go as fast as we want. And I'll go ahead and illegally pass this tractor. Yep, you did not obey the forbiddens of passing, the Überholtenverbot, or whatever it was. Okay, now we can pass. And now, oh great. Great, now my gas tank is empty. You know what, let me, you can actually just press escape. Whoops. I respawned on top of the tractor. Oh, and my battery and my battery became empty again. Okay, I'm just going to press escape to get out of this because if you just like abort those games and don't bother with them, you get a minute added to your time, but you don't have to play them. So there we go. That was basically me playing as badly as I could and trying to make all the mistakes I could so you could see all the little mini games that it makes you go through. Okay. One more time, then I'm going to go ahead and play through, and I'm going to try to go as fast as possible. So I should be able to get through the game in about 3 minutes. I think the only mini game that I will have to play is for getting gas, because I will run out of gas towards the end, but we can make it through that. We can go through that stupid maze one more time because it takes only about a minute to go through the maze. So like I said, yeah, 4-cylinder motor, regular tires, nothing super bright for me. Normal Auspuff, just lights, ohne Spoiler, no spoiler. Okay. Alright, here we go. Time to race. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. Alright, so we do need to drive slower in the school zone because otherwise the game will stop us. I do want to let the pedestrian cross, but I don't need to stop any more than that. And here we go, we can go through here. I'm keeping one finger on the brake button because it's very important to be able to stop quickly if you're trying to do this. Problem is, since you can't really see that far ahead, let's just actually bypass that bicyclist like that. Not a very safe thing to do in real life. In the game, it's quite doable. I can probably even go faster than this in the school zone, but I think we're fine just doing it like this. And then you have to drive also slowly past the school bus, and now we can get up to full speed again. And it's a good thing I actually stopped for that red light. Sometimes I have problems with traffic lights because they come up so suddenly, and I have trouble stopping for them adequately in this game if I'm going really fast. So here, need to slow down for that speed bump. And, whoops! For some reason it, was that my fault or was that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I missed the button for stopping or for braking or what, because it seemed like I was still going pretty fast when I hit the stop sign. And yeah, oh boy. Okay, let's try and do this, even though I'm probably going to fail. I'm going to try and get a good time, and getting a good score means, or a good time on the game means not failing these little challenges. But yeah, I think I'm going to fail pretty badly because I just can't quite get that 0.33 second reaction time that I was looking for. Well, I did that time, but I'm really right on the edge of... that time I felt like I hit it pretty fast, but apparently I didn't. It took me a whole 0.35 seconds. This is really ridiculous, actually. I have to say, this is quite... I think this is straining the limits of credibility in terms of... I'm pretty sure I've already failed because if you average out my times there, yeah, too slow. Just barely too slow. 0.34 seconds instead of 0.33. Zu langsam. Schade. Alright. So let's go ahead and turn right here. By the way, if you're very observant, you might notice that the car's turn signal is actually on when I'm at some of these lights. I'm not turning it on. There's no control to do so. The game just does that automatically. So, just in case anyone wondered. Alright, let's go left here, and whoops, slow down for the school bus. And go right here, and slow down for the speed limit 30 sign. I think I'm actually going something like 32 or 33, but okay, here we go. So yeah, like I said, in the speed limit 30 zone is where I usually run out of gas. So let's go ahead, and I know I have to turn around. This maze is the same every time, and the gas station and your starting position are always the same every time you play. So I need to go, I think, yeah, this way, and through here, and go up, and I'd like to say that at the time that this game came out, this was the ultimate in first-person entertainment, but actually I think this game came out in 1994, and wasn't that the year Doom came out? Or around the time Doom came out, so I think this game had already pretty good competition. Can I please go to this gas station? I think at this time the game already had pretty good competition in terms of games like actually, before this game came out, Wolfenstein 3D had already come out, and that was obviously a much smoother German first. Well, actually, it wasn't a German game. It had German characters in it, but it wasn't actually a German game. But I think that was a much smoother first-person experience. And now you can see the sign is not in the lower right telling me that I'm in a speed limit 30 zone. I just have to remember that, and thankfully I did, because otherwise I would get penalized. I would get stopped for driving too fast. So there we go. That's the end of speed limit sign, and now we can go faster because we have to wait for this red light. Okay, let's go. So we're not doing too badly. On the left-hand side, you can see an indicator of how far we have left to go. We're almost there. We just have to go through this final sequence with the train and then with the passing. That sign with Bonn crossed out, that means we're leaving Bonn. That means we're leaving the city of Bonn. And wait, where's that tractor? That tractor didn't even show up that time. That was odd. Okay, this is it. Now just full tilt all the way to the finish line. And you do need to slow down and stop in the parking space. If you don't do that, you actually crash into the barrier at the end of this parking lot. So, oh, new record. I got it in 3 minutes and 2 seconds. I have done a little bit better than that, but not too much better than that. Okay, that was good enough. So, the Dig Dogs thank you for your active interest. And I thank you folks as well. Thank you for watching me play Dig Dogs. I hope that you've enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Was this interesting at all to see these sort of obscure foreign language games, or is it just sort of hokey, like a silly little gimmick or something like that? Let me know what you folks think. Either way, thank you for watching, and I wish everyone a very good day. Bye-bye for now.